Hey YouTube, what's up? So in this video I'll be kind of teaching you and helping you to fix a stencil that may have broken or crumbled apart with different pieces or whatever. So thinking that you've already cut your stencil or whatever, you'll obviously have an X-Acto or a blade of some sort on you, and then you have your piece that is broken. I have begun to reattach some of it. I will tell you a little bit more about that, but as you can see right here is unattached, and I'm going to go through attaching a piece such as this one, which is really small, which is going to be probably worst case scenario. But what you're going to need alongside the razor blade or the glue is you're going to want some material that you can use to attach. I tried to use cardboard initially, but it didn't really work, and I feel when I'm going to spray it, it's not going to give the same result, as it added a large amount of thickness to the back of the area, but it did add some extra height, I guess you could say, so it will kind of be raised where you really don't want it to be. You want it all to be flush in one level, although stencils do tend to kind of bubble up or whatever, so I like to press them down when I spray them just to get clean lines. But so as you can see right here, I have just glued this portion together. This one already fell off, as you can see, so just gluing pieces back together will not be sufficient enough. So you can also see I've taken some clear transparency and put it right there. So that's going to be probably the strongest to thick ratio, I guess you could say. It's going to be very strong, but at the same point it's not going to be very thick. So I've chosen to use the super glue as the glue for my adhesive, I guess you could say, and I'm just gluing this straight to the stencil as best I can, and then holding it down or whatever till it dries. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to use other glues, although I think super glue is just the most efficient, and it's what I had laying around, so I'm just gonna let that glue. And as you can see, I've just glued right onto each of the strands, and then with the X-Acto knife I'm going to then cut the excess pieces off. I know it's a little hard to tell or to see with it being clear, so I'll try to get it at an angle so you can kind of see that I'm cutting the edges off. It doesn't have to be perfect. My stencil's the big Obama one, and so that's like 3 feet tall, so little imperfections like this won't be the biggest deal, but you definitely want to try and get as close to the original as you can. But it doesn't have to be perfect. Now some of my glue has just come undone when I'm cutting this, and this blade is definitely not perfect. I don't know where my X-Acto knife is, so this is what I have to work with, and I need to fix the stencil anyways, so I have to struggle along with it. But hopefully you have a bit of a sharper knife on you to cut your stencil, because this just ripped itself apart. And you could also cut this before you glue it. You could like draw on it, but I didn't or whatever, so just doing that. And I wish I had scissors on me, but I'll go grab those. Alright, so I got scissors, and I'll just finish cutting this piece up, as it will be a lot easier than using the dull knife to cut it myself. But these pieces will just essentially be strengthening portions to your stencil, so it can be used more than it would originally, so you don't have to recut entire areas. You can just put this down and have it stick or whatever. And the transparency works really well just because it is thinner, like I said, and it just holds up strong because it is a plastic, so the paint won't set in. Now I'm just holding this down. It's not awesome for you to see, but this should create good protection and durability for these portions, because they have broken, so obviously the original piece was not strong enough or whatever. So good tip, don't make your points that thin. Give you a comparison, it's like probably not even a quarter of an inch thick. It's that small, and I didn't really think about it because it held together initially, so I kind of just put it away. But this is holding up pretty good. I'm gonna put some more glue on this side because I didn't initially put enough. But that's kind of just up to your judgment. You know, if it's falling off, or you can tell that it's not holding as well as you want it to, put some more glue, put some more stuff on it. You don't need a ton of glue, but you don't want just barely enough glue. You want to probably have a little bit extra glue to go, as it will be the only thing really holding it together. But hopefully this tutorial helped you kind of, I guess, revamp your stencils and recover them, rather than kind of just having to recut entire sections or do all of that. But yeah, if you liked the video, I know it's kind of just random, and I know nobody else had made the video or a video on this, so I thought I might as well help, as it kind of is a good tip to know, as especially with big poster stencils like my Obama one, which this one's from. So that's really going to do it for me. Comment, rate, subscribe. Peace.